All righty. Let's see. Let's see. Do we got the music going now, Justine? Did things kick in? That's good. I
There we
missed
go.
the button. There we go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Loan Officer Breakfast Club. Man, March 3rd already. Let's get started, shall we? March 3rd. This is one of my grandson's birthdays today, and he's turning 13. He's the big teenager today. So that ought to be good. Of course, you know what he wants, Owen? You know what he wants?
What's that?
Electric bike.
Pokemon?
No.
Oh,
I wish.
Just an electric bike.
Yeah, no, and he wants one of those electric bikes. I don't know if you guys have seen them, but they got these electric bikes now. These kids are riding. Let me tell you, they look like little dirt bikes, man. Let me tell you something.
Uh-huh.
They are cool. I mean, they are cool. Like I see these kids riding around these electric bicycles that look like dirt bike. Bro, they're pulling wheelies and zipping down the street. They're all going to kill themselves. I'm convinced of it, right? But which is why he's not getting one for sure. But they're just neat, man. I look at those things. I think, man, when I was 13, if I could have something like that, that would have been awesome. You just think about it. You get that power. It'll probably go 40 miles. On a charge. I'd be everywhere on those. Now I don't know, but probably you too. But we were the pedal bike guys, right? You know what I mean? So,
Oh yeah.
But we went everywhere on our
You
bicycles.
know, thinking about it now, Frank, we had one, and this is just how times are changed, electric bikes and whatnot. We all had what we called dirt bikes, and we had a park near our house, and we once dragged a huge piece of plywood and put it over a rock and tried to make it jump.
Sure.
And the rock wasn't really stable, nor was it flat on the top. And there were a lot of stitches that day.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I think kids are different today, probably smarter, but we thought that was great.
Oh, man. We used to do that on our bikes like crazy, dude. Jumping anything, And man, oh man, we would
I got
spend
16 stitches that day and still have the
Did
scar
you?
on my chin
God.
to prove it. Oh yeah.
Goodness
Oh, yeah.
gracious.
No, that was a
Yeah.
badge of honor.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but man, we used to.
So dumb. Oh,
Yeah.
dumb.
Dumb but fun. It was fun. Well, we used to do the jumps too. You'd get the piece of plywood and some 4x4s underneath it or something, and then all your friends would lay on the ground. You'd see how many friends you could jump over. That was great.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You never want to be the guy in the end. That's for sure.
Exactly.
Golly.
God, I haven't thought about that in years.
I know, man. That's what we used to do. But the other thing too is in my day anyway, and I'll be 64 in July, so I'll age myself on this. But this is in the 70s. Back in those days when you were kids, man, you had your bicycle on summer vacation. We were literally gone all day. Like we were outside all day, every day,
Your bike,
all over the place.
Your bike was freedom.
Oh, heck yeah, man. Everywhere. And so today it is so different. Like my grandkids, they are kind of just stuck in their room playing a video game or something. They're not out there very much. They're not getting a lot of physical exercise. Thank goodness my oldest grandson, he's 15, and he's playing on the high school golf team. So, he's yeah.
Let me tell you, that's a lifelong skill right there.
Yeah, he's pretty good too. He's tall and lanky, and he can hit the golf ball really well. His dad's a really, really good golfer. So anyway, look at this. What Bill say? I started with a Peugeot moped when I was 11. Moved up to a Suzuki 125 at 13 and a Cowie 750 at 16. There you go. That's good stuff.
Bill doesn't like those domestic mopeds, though. When he was going from the French moped to the Japanese moped.
Yeah.
Bill, I'm just kidding.
So, hey, man, before we get
in Spain, he's in Spain when he got the moped.
Oh, then that makes sense.
Great.
That makes sense.
Yes.
I had my next door neighbor buddy, Tim. His name was Tim. His parents wound up getting a moped for him. When he was like 14 or something like that. Boy, we rode all over him. Me on the back of the moped with another dude, just cruising, all the time.
My my mom was absolutely against any motorized bike. It was Owen powered or it was no power. That was it.
All right. Well, look, we got a few more minutes before we get started with Owen. Let's just check out a win or two, man. Who's had something really awesome happen? So go ahead and raise your hand or let us know. I got, Deborah Bell. I just want to say good morning to you, Deborah Bell. Are you listening, Deborah? How are you? Can you unmute? Just say good morning to us.
Hey, good morning.
Good
How's
morning.
everybody?
We're good. I just want to say good morning to you because I don't know. You're just making my day somehow.
You just
look wonderful, and I'm just like, you look fabulous. That's all.
Well,
just want to let you know.
Thank you.
How's things going for you?
It's good. Busy,
Yeah?
staying busy, just keeping to the grind, basically.
Yeah. Where are you located?
Laurel, Maryland.
Maryland. Okay. In Maryland, is it everything super expensive? Or do they have reasonably priced homes in Maryland anywhere? Or is everything just out?
Where are you from? Where
I'm
are
in California.
You're in California. So Maryland is not at the California level of expensive, but it's still expensive. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought they were. Well, they certainly got some pockets that are pretty.
We've definitely,
pricey.
Howard County, Montgomery County,
Yeah.
Prince George's County. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we definitely have
beautiful
some
out there.
high-end counties out here.
Yeah, I passed through Maryland. My old partner Brian Stevens and I, we were actually speaking in Michigan years ago. Owen, I can't remember what Traverse City is that?
Traverse
City. Really cool place. So we spoke there, but then we had another speaking gig. I can't remember what it was, but it was south. And we went along along the Civil War. We drove it and stopped at Civil War sites. I think we passed through Maryland, heading somewhere. I can't remember. But I remember it was really pretty. It was really, really neat. Yeah. So that was fun to check out the Civil War sites. That was crazy. That was really
Yeah. Oh, I would imagine. I tell you what, I've been to Gettysburg. It's amazing place.
Yeah, we went there too. Yeah, we stopped there. And then there was that... I can't remember, but it was cool. It was super, super cool. All right. So how about it? Thank you for saying hi, Deborah. Appreciate you. How about another win? Okay, here we go. Andrew, unmute, man. Give it to us.
Surprised me.
Go, buddy. Yeah. What's up, buddy? How'd it go?
Hey, yeah, just good to be back on the saddle, riding the horse of daily success plan, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And, just super easy. I mean, only 18 calls yesterday to current realtors, but 6 phone calls. And I think 3 of those realtors said, hey, by the way, I've got somebody that may need a pre-approval. So
there you go, man.
In my experience, it only works every time you try it. So
it does. It's just the weirdest thing. And the other trippy thing too is, man, it's like if you do fall off and then when you get back on and you have a good day of calls, it always feels like I felt pretty good. Like that wasn't bad. I felt pretty good. It's no big deal. So, yeah, well, good for you, man. Glad you did that. Excellent. Great work. Good stuff. Oh, Angela, come on, Angela. Give it to us, and then we'll move on. Got to hear this. Angela. No?
Angela, unmute.
Where are you, girl?
Hey, sorry about that. I was grabbing an appraisal for someone. Sorry.
Oh, no worries.
No, it was good. Golly, I told you I had a bunch in the pipeline. So
yeah,
last Thursday I closed one, and then yesterday I closed 3, and today I've got another one. And so I'm all of a sudden it's exciting, but it's all of a sudden like, now I'm 5 down. I've got to get 5 more.
Yeah, so, well, it's raining money right now for you, so that's cool.
Fixing to be, yeah, for sure. Ready for that. That'll be great. Yeah.
Well, good stuff. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Love it.
Thank you
Wonderful.
so much.
Angela.
Yes.
Angela. The girl's
says.
So nice they named her twice.
That's the first time I've seen it say my name twice. That's awesome.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. If you're getting value from this already, go ahead and tap that like button. It helps more loan officers find content that actually makes a difference. And hey, if staying ahead of the market and learning what's really working in our industry matters to you, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss another episode. We read every comment, so drop your thoughts down below. We'd love to hear from you and know what's working or what you'd like us to cover next. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you here next time. All right. Well, cool. Well, let's go ahead and get to it. Let's get to Owen Lee, the mortgage market update. And I am the slide guy today, so be prepared for a lot of error. All right.
For hijinks and hilarity.
Yes. Let's call it that. So
I'll
go ahead and bring up. You want me to go ahead and bring up the first slide, and we can just or do you want to chat a little bit first, or?
Well, know, today I've got something just a touch different.
Okay.
We're first going to touch on a market update. Of course, we always check in with the market, but I've got something just a little touch different that I wanted to share that was very meaningful to me, and hopefully will be meaningful to all of you. We have of course the market comes up and smacks you in the face, right? The market has gone sideways a little bit the last 2 days. We're probably down about 50 basis points overall. This is all in relation to the instability of the geopolitical situation that's going on, what's happening in Iran. There's a strait in Iran called the Strait of Hormuz that is controlled by Iran, and something like 25%, 30% of the world's oil, I probably have that number wrong, a very meaningful part of the world's oil travels through that strait. And so anytime there's geopolitical instability in that region, so this is largely a spike in oil price, which of course oil touches everything in some form or format. At this point in time, I don't anticipate this to last very long. But the headline article that got displaced by the United States and Israel largely led action against Iran was mortgage rates fall below 6% for the first time since 2022. We're back above 6% right now. So the market pulled a little switcheroo on me since I was working on this yesterday at about noon. But this was literally the headline in the Wall Street Journal before the current action that's going on. And so we really have good interest rates right now. I would expect what's happening right now to be kind of transitory 2 to 3 weeks from now, unless we get something major happen that nobody's expecting. I would expect the situation to calm down. But as we've talked about, we have things floating lower and lower. We've got some more stability that we haven't had in a while. Like yesterday taught us, you never really understand how long this is going to last, but the fundamentals of the economy seem to be floating in our direction. And the best part about that is like this Wall Street Journal front page article, the Wall Street Journal, it's on CNBC's, on Fox Business, pick your flavor. Mortgage interest rates coming down was a story. And it's very interesting. So volume is up this year. I don't think that's a surprise to anybody. And if you can just look at some of the things here, the rates falling below 6%. That mark is very psychological threshold. It's a lot of people refinance, but also for the purchase market. I think it was great. We had people talking about where they were with their realtors and calling realtors, doing the daily success plan. Something really interesting. If you check out this next slide, Frank, if we can go to the next slide.
We can. I can do this.
Ha! All right. So this is a chart that the Mortgage Bankers Association puts together, and it's purchases only, and it's calibrated to the week of the year. So if you look along the bottom axis, on the left-hand side, you see the number 1. On the right-hand side, you see the number 52. Perfectly calibrated, 52 dots on a plot for the year. This is the last 5 years, not including 2020 and 2021 because they were so crazy. They've got 2019 on here. 2022, as you can see, when the rates started off lower. And then 2023, 2024, and 2025 basically following the same arc almost exactly throughout the year. You can see 2026 starting off a bit lower, which seems antithetical to what's going on. Lower or lowest interest rates in 3 years, most homes on the market in 6 years, affordability at a 3-year high. When affordability is high, that's good. When affordability is low, that's bad. But we're not quite there, and we're not beating 2023. So I don't know if you recall 2023, there was a spike lower in interest rates that just lasted for about 3 weeks to start. I think the reason why the black line is so low is because the winter has just been brutal in the Midwest and the Northeast. You know, we've had the polar vortex, we had the 20-degree weather, go as far south as Orlando. I don't know. I know there's a lot of people from the northern country or counties and states, and I'm from Detroit, and I can tell you from 35 years in the real estate business in Detroit that a lot more people shop for homes when it's 50 than when it's 15, and we've had far too much 15. So I would expect this black line to quickly jump above the yellow, and I don't know if it's going to get all the way to the dotted line, which is 2019, or the light blue line, which is 2022, and you can kind of see the arc of 2022 as interest rates greatly increased towards the back half of that year. That's when we had the 9% transitory interest or inflation rate. But I would expect this black number to spike up significantly. I would expect the purchase market to really get going in the next 4 to 6 weeks during the month of March, especially if we get those interest rates to float back down a little bit. I think we've lost probably about an eighth in pricing, but still 6 and an eighth, still very low. Remember, 12 months ago, it was 7. So even if this new little bump stays, we're still 3/4 to 7/8 better than we were a year ago. So stay on your realtor, stay on your pre-approved and lookings, stay on all those things, because this is where we are. Now, before we get to the next slide, just wanted to share something with you, kind of a moving experience I had in the past 3 weeks. It was just too good not to share with everybody on this call. I got, as you know, I'm the chair-elect of the Mortgage Bankers Association, and so I do a lot of stage time at the events. And about 3 weeks ago, I got to spend 2 full hours, interviewing and doing a presentation with Daymond John. I don't know if you guys know Daymond John is on Shark Tank. He's one of the sharks. He founded a company called FUBU, which was he got very into the hip-hop music revolution in the early to mid-'80s. I'm 55. He's within a year of my birthday, so we're the same age. And he's like, I didn't have any rhythm. I didn't have any particular musical talent, but I grew up. I had a Caribbean mom, a Caribbean father. His dad fell out of the picture at 9 years old. He was raised by his mother. He said, we always wore colorful clothes. We were always celebratory in our house. And I thought that I could dress these people. So if you go to the next slide, Frank. So I was on the stage at the IMB conference with Daymond for a couple of hours. I wore a suit with a vest that day because I needed to look as sharp as humanly possible. I did not have a velvet coat like Daymond did. But this guy is amazing, and he had one of the most amazing mothers I've ever heard of. Because if you ever read books like I do, things like Think and Grow Rich or The Strangest Secret or The Secret or anything, Tough Times Don't Last, but Tough People Do, any of these classic books, his mom just planted seeds in this man that bore fruit. And if you listen to what he overcame wrote a book about it. He's got several books out right now. But if you listen to what he overcame, for those of us that are my age, like I said, I'm 55, or Frank's, or little older, there was a brutal recession in the early 1980s. Absolutely brutal. And, coming out of that was really when he was coming of age, trying to start a company, and had no money, no equity, nothing but his brain and a strong work ethic. I got his first job at 11 years old. And let's just look at a couple of the things that his mother told him. This is one of the most interesting guys I've ever met in my entire life. Frank, if you can go to the next slide. I wrote down some of Daymond John's mother's rules, and we could all benefit from them. So one of the things his mom always told him, which is an old Henry Ford quote, if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And that's one that we should all live by. The next one, his mother always told him to believe in himself, to never have any self-doubt. Always told him, even though he said, I always had a strong work ethic, I was always interested in things, I didn't particularly do well in school. He has ADHD. Interestingly, he said 4 of the 6 sharks have ADHD. 4 of the 6 of them, and were greatly affected by it when they grew up. And it's funny because he would kind of spew shade on the other sharks and then tell a couple stories. You can tell these guys are all tremendous friends and have a lot of respect for one another. But yeah, believe in yourself. You're as smart as anyone, even though he didn't do particularly well in school. His mother always told him he could accomplish anything he wanted in life. He just had to outwork the other people. And, probably one of the most interesting things that he said was several times he referred to using the power of broke. And I asked him, I said, Daymond, what is the power of broke? Could you break that down for us? He said, people who are broke, like I was broke when I started my company, which he ended up selling for hundreds of millions of dollars. He said, the power of broke is broke people are very resourceful. They're not used to having a lot of money or resources, and so they figure out how to get things done with no money. His first big breakthrough, he went to a clothing convention. Okay, so this is like pre-internet, pre-eBay, no Etsy, no nothing, right? And he said, I had a picture of LL Cool J wearing one of my shirts. All I had. And I conned him into putting on the shirt so I could take a picture. He said, and I blew up that side, used every dollar I had from my other 2 jobs, flew to Las Vegas, couldn't afford to get a booth at the show, so I got a hotel room. I put the stuff up in the hotel room. Me and 2 of my buddies walked around and handed out flyers that said, if you really wanted to see the best clothes, they're in room 242 in the hotel, which just completely got chased out of the convention hall. And I came home with $200,000 of work orders.
Wow.
$200,000 of orders. He said, and I realized on the flight back to New York, I had absolutely no inventory and no way to fill these orders.
Oh my gosh.
None whatsoever. So his mom remortgaged their house to get $80,000. So our industry played a leading role in helping this guy succeed. And his mom gave him the $80,000, which wasn't enough to get all the clothes made, but it was enough to buy the materials and for them to sew them himself. And then he sold, spent all the clothes, worked his ass off for 60 days, shipped all the clothes, and then realized he had to wait 60 to 90 days to get paid. as his mother's new loan went into foreclosure.
Wow.
And he said, "You want to talk about pressure?" But that was his example of using the power of broke. I thought that was amazing, because so often the people like on this call, right? We have resources, right? We have a CRM. For crying out loud, we have one of these, in our hand, fully charged at almost all times, let alone a watch. We type things up. We can get information at our fingertips. It's so easy, and yet so many of us don't do it. I'm guilty of procrastination often, even though I try not to be. And you sit there and you absorb something like this man's story and the seeds planted in this man's brain by an unbelievably resourceful mother. It reminded me quite a bit of Ben Carson's story, former HUD secretary, former pediatric brain surgeon, Trump 1.0 cabinet member. If you guys ever want a good read, read the autobiography of Ben Carson. It's absolutely amazing and uplifting. But this guy's mom, we'd all benefit from spending time with this woman if she was still around. And he was amazing. And I'll just give you this one last quote, one thing he said to me on the stage, Frank, if you can go to the last slide. He said his number one rule, and this is straight out of Think and Grow Rich, and I asked him about it when we were on stage. The first thing he does every morning and the last thing he does every evening before he goes to bed is he reads his goals. Still writes down his goals. He's still got goals to accomplish. Guy's I don't know if he's a billionaire, but he's a several times over 100 millionaire. And he said that he reads his goals first thing in the morning, last thing in the day, no social media, no email. He said, because I will not give the power of programming my brain to anybody else. I will be the only one to program my brain. I will never give that power to somebody else. And it's definitely reignited a passion in myself to do this because, I'm not a big Facebooker, but X and LinkedIn and, I read that and I'm guilty of, I got to check this email or, I sent this email last night. I wonder if this person got back to me or, whatever. But he never does anything, never wavers from this. He said, I have my goals written down by my coffee maker in the morning. He said, I have my goals written down, 2 separate spots, same goals by my pillow. I go through it. He said, I never give this power to somebody else. I think it's the biggest mistake that most people make. So the guy's absolutely amazing. This is a total, one of my favorite 2-hour, time spans I've had in a long time. And the guy was just great. Absolutely great. So I just had to share that with everybody. So.
Well, thanks, man. That was awesome. So what was his company? What was it? It was a clothing line? Is that what he did?
It's called FUBU, FUBU.
Okay.
And I'm sure it had some meaning,
Somebody saying for us, by us.
For us, by us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and he really, started a movement and, he talked about how meaningful that was, hip hop and their means of communication and really, really super interesting. Especially in today, we were talking about, bikes, the first 5 minutes, and how different the world is today, but different, easier. You look at what this guy did, what he accomplished, what he started, and we all, like every one of the 300 people on this call or however many people are watching on Facebook Live, we all have more resources than this person, than Daymond did when he started.
Hey, just as a reminder, if you're enjoying Loan Officer Breakfast Club here on YouTube, you can catch our live shows. The live shows are really cool because there's oftentimes downloads and giveaways. It's really, really fun. To subscribe, you simply go to loanofficerbreakfastclub.com. That's loanofficerbreakfastclub.com. Subscribe and join us on our live shows. They're 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. Hope to see you there.
We all have information at our fingertips that he had to use intuition and research and everything to figure out. You know, you listen to stories like that and you just get motivated. You know, you can't help it. And if we put 1/10 of the effort and thought and energy into our businesses that this man put into his business that he started and sold, we'd all have 7-figure W-2s at the end of the year. I mean, I totally believe it.
Also, too, just like you brought up, that, you know, more inspiration there is the fact that his mother was so, you know, instrumental in all this by making sure that she kept him, you know, the things that she taught him were very good, you know, edifying things to, you know, and then
100%.
for us too, when we deal with our children, right, our grandchildren, right, we have that opportunity right now, you know, with our kids and our grandkids to make sure, you know, that we're instilling good values in them. Good, you know what I mean? Yeah.
One thing I thought of, he talked very openly about how his mom's decision to refinance their house, which is the only asset they had, to give him the money to fulfill those work orders. He's like, your industry played a leading role in my success. I would have failed if I didn't have it. And I know a guy, a sales trainer that many of you, longtime mortgage industry veteran, very good friend of Carl White, named Dale Vermillion. And Dale says you got to think he's a very big fan of putting this on a 3x5 card and putting it up, you know, wherever you work in front of your desk or whatever. And it just says every call is an opportunity to change somebody's life. And, you know, back in the 80s, I'm sure Daymond John's mother walked into a bank to get a loan, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the way it worked in 1985 or, you know, whenever this was. You know, but that call, that meeting, that cash out refinance changed this man's life in an incalculable way. And I just think it's a reminder of what we get to do every day. You know, we get to help people get in homes. We get to help them save money. You never know what's going to happen with the $300, $400, $500, $600 a month that you might be able to save somebody, with the 30, 130, 150, 75, whatever thousands of dollars of cash you might be able to put in their pocket. We help people get on the home ownership ladder. United States residential real estate investment is still the best investment literally in the world, and we get to play the leading role in helping that happen.
Yeah.
You know, we're not separating conjoined twins like Ben Carson. But what we get to do every day is pretty gosh damn cool. And, you know, I'm sure there's a YouTube story about his life. I know there's an autobiography. You know, I know everybody's got Blinkist and all these apps that'll summarize things in 10 minutes or less. But you get an opportunity, I'd read up on it. It's incredibly motivating.
Awesome stuff, brother. Thanks so much for sharing on a Tuesday. I really appreciate you coming in today.
There we go.
I know you got a lot of stuff going on.
Because I'm here on a Tuesday. Yes.
Yeah. Good stuff, man. Excellent. So if everybody asking for the slides, we're going to have to email them. So on the email that goes out today, there'll be a download link for the slides. So they won't respond.
Yeah, that's my fault. I got the slides over to Frank. We're down in Marco Island on our top producer trip. So we've got 30 of our top loan officers, and so I was on a different day this week. So I was spending a lot of time with a lot of people who've earned some rest and relaxation for their high achievement. So
wonderful.
I'm guilty.
Good stuff.
Yes.
Well, that's all good. We'll let it slide. Justine, David, put the slides in the chat. So we'll linger for a minute or two. The slides are in the chat if you want to download them right from the chat. So if you're on your computer, you can see the chat. The slides are posted in the chat. You can just click a button and download them, so you'll have them handy there. So Owen Lee, thank you, man. Always a pleasure. Thanks so much. Always a blessing to have you here, man. You're the best.
Yeah.
Super appreciate you. Thanks for coming on a different day.
Appreciate that. To my day of the week.
Awesome, bro. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. All right. Have fun at the event, man. See ya. All right. Hey, guys, tomorrow we're going to have Ginger Bell. We're going to have Kimber White and Valerie Saunders, and they're going to be talking about the trigger lead bill and how to take advantage of it because it goes into effect. Somebody just put it in the chat. In fact, I think it goes into effect tomorrow or something like that, or the 5th, on the 5th. So tomorrow we'll talk about the trigger lead bill, talk about how to take advantage of the new circumstance that's going on there. So don't miss tomorrow. Tomorrow should be a really, really good one. And then Thursday, we're going to have Roberto Monaco. He's always great to listen to as well. So a great show. And of course, Friday, we have Chris Johnstone once again talking AI and the loan officer CRM. So we got a lot of good stuff ahead of us this week. Hope you continue to show up. Get the slides there. I'll just linger for another minute or so, and we'll let you guys download that. But I will put it on the email in a download link as well, so you have it there. So we'll go ahead and get on out of there. So Deborah Bell, what did you think of the show today? Was it good enough? Decent? Was it worth hanging out for a few minutes with us?
Yes, this was my second time being on the
it
live the Zoom.
Oh.
Yeah, I started yesterday, so I'm finding it very beneficial. I like the energy.
Good.
I like the story about the bikes, the dirt bikes or the pedal bikes.
Yeah. Well, we usually open with just a little chatter just to let people get in. You know what I mean? We usually have about 5, 6, 8 minutes just to kind of shoot the breeze a little bit, hit some wins, and then, all week it's always different. You know, every day is different. So I would just encourage you to keep coming. Appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Really, thank you very much
for having me. Appreciate it.
You betcha. Yeah. All right, Emmanuel, what's happening, brother?
Hey, yeah, I just wanted to chime in. You know, wearing FUBU, that was an incredibly huge part of my growing up experience in middle school to high school. I mean, huge. That was the biggest. That was that was the biggest brand where they had these big jerseys at 05 and whatnot. So I mean, that was a big thing.
Interesting. Yeah, I have no idea what it is. I didn't know. That was past me, you know, or whatever. I was, just not part of that time, so cool. Oh, there you go. There's a picture right there. Oh, I see. Very, very cool. Right on. Justine put it in there. Look at you. All right. So let's get these slides in there one last time. Justine, if we can, we'll just linger around for a couple minutes. Couple minutes more. We're going to put the slides in one more time so you can grab them from here if you're here and can access the chat. That would be great. I will have them on a link on the email that goes out as well. So we'll wait for that to pop up again. And while we wait, if anybody wants to shoot the breeze about anything, happy to. Just want to linger a little bit for the slides. So there they are. The slides are back in there. Anybody want to shoot the breeze about anything? Nicole Watts, do you want to shoot the breeze? She disappeared? She disappeared. Yeah. Yeah. Levon, you want to shoot the breeze? Anything? Can't hear you. You're muted. I won't sad trombone you because I'm being kind today. Normally I'll sad trombone, but I won't sad trombone you. Yeah. So we can't hear you if you're talking to us. So, how about, let's see, you looking for it, Levon? Can't find it. Well, if you find it, chime in. Mandy. Oh, see, everybody. Greg, go ahead. What do you got?
Yeah, I know it's kind of off topic, but I'm doing a presentation on historical mortgage rates from World War II to 2025. I know we've done those slides. Where can I locate those slides?
Oh, gosh. I don't know, brother. That's just in the mix of all the past shows somewhere. But, I bet you if you just Googled that, you would find it somewhere.
Yeah, but I'm not getting the full decades. I can get 80 to 2022. I know we had something a while ago about breaking it down by the decades. And I thought it was like MBA. But
yeah,
I'm
I'm
not
sure it was
looking.
a Owen. It was probably an Owen slide for sure. So, gosh, I don't. Man, I'm sorry, brother. I don't know how I'd even go and dig that up, man. Yeah,
I'll keep searching. I thought maybe
yeah,
you had it in the archive somewhere. All right.
yeah.
Thank you.
All right, bro. Good enough. All right. Well, I think we're good to go. Think we're good to go, Justine? Think we've done that quite well. We'll send the email out. Be here tomorrow. Let's figure out this trigger lead thing and see how we can take advantage of that. You guys have a fantastic day, and we'll catch up with you here tomorrow. Same bad channel, same bad time. We'll see you. Adios.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.